Picture of Richard Nixon. Always a cheery moment. This picture is taken actually from the television in 1974, perhaps at the very moment that Nixon resigned the presidency of the United States. Something which, in my opinion, could happen much more often. But, hard to say. But the song is not a political song. It's not about Nixon's politics or his administration really at all. This is a song called "Line 'Em Up," and it's really it's just a song about how things tend to sort of work when you line them up. The way Nixon figures in it is that after he was standing at the podium, and after he said goodbye, I'm not a crook, farewell, he had to actually physically make an exit. And there was a problem with that because, he had a long walk. He had to walk down a corridor through a pair of glass French, well, today we'd call them freedom doors, and across the lawn to the waiting helicopter. And the problem was that Nixon had an untelegenic walk. He had an unfortunate walk, not his fault, but it wasn't great. And perhaps the way to best describe it is if you've seen that poster of the evolution of man from the primordial sea to the Cro-Magnon man, Nixon's walk was a couple of figures back on that sort of sequence. So I was fascinated, I perhaps alone was fascinated by how they solved this problem. They lined up all of the White House employees in a sort of receiving line, and Nixon went down the line, shaking, perhaps for the first time, shaking everybody's hand. And at the end of the line, Bob was his uncle. He was at the helicopter and was whisked away to relative obscurity, much to the relief of everybody involved. So that explains the first verse. Another long introduction. Actually, the rest of the song is mostly just filler, kind of padding, musical padding. But the last verse bears some explanation. You've been very patient, if you'll just bear with me a second longer. It takes place in 1985 in Madison Square Garden, a huge wedding of the Unification Church with Reverend Sun Moon and his wife presiding, where some 5,000 people, maybe more, were many of them total strangers, were joined in holy wedlock. And Moon could have done this in batches like muffins, and he could have done it in a sort of a train. You're married, you're married, you're married, you're married, you're married, like that. But instead, he elected to marry everybody at a stroke at once. And he did this by summoning this big ball of matrimonial energy, of sort of marital chi, sort of a crackling, humming, sort of fuzzy, with sparks in it, ball of an orb, really, of marrying oomph. And he generated it with his own self, and then he launched it across Madison Square Garden, and people were instantaneously married on the spot. Everybody hitched right up, at a stroke. Beautiful thing. Yeah. And my theory, it's just a theory, but my feeling is that Madison Square Garden was not engineered to contain that kind of energy, and that it effectively leaked out into the surrounding neighborhoods, and that people who were just walking by, completely casually walking by, were spontaneously, unconsciously, but irrevocably married on the spot, just like that. Just married up, hitched up, spliced, done, married. If you're headed down to the deli for a pack of smokes and a carton of milk, married. And if you're out there walking the dog, married. Hitched to the pooch, right there, married. So anyway. I think that's what happened to me in 1985. I've retraced my steps, and I may have actually been in the neighborhood. Anyway, so here's a picture also of Moon and Nixon. Just very similar vibe coming from these two guys. They should count their fingers after that handshake, I think. And I can't let you go without one more look at the picture of Elvis and Nixon. It's a classic picture. Elvis looking a little bewildered, maybe like he's a couple of pints of blood low, you know. The way I imagine it having happened is that Elvis had been at a blood drive, and his handlers, you know, those guys, those karate guys who were always with him, they said to him, "Okay, Elvis, you done give enough blood now." And Elvis said, the king said, "Children need this blood, and I'm going to give it all." Because the king was like that. Oh, yes. So, well, line them up. Line them up. Oh, yeah. I forgot to tell you something else. Back up, if you can, to that picture of Elvis again. I want to show my friends this. Is that not doable? Okay. Oh, he's there? Oh, excellent. You see the Elvis collar? Well, the sideburn, you know, it appears probably just ends right below the collar. But the possibility exists that if you raised his trouser leg up like that you'd, you know, and does it take a frontal root or a dorsal root? You know, does it spread out and get back together? That's the mystery of the Elvis collar. That's all I'm interested in. All right, line them up. Oh, I remember Richard Nixon back in '74 and the final scene at the White House door, and the staff lined up just to say goodbye. Tiny tear in his shifty little eye, he said, "Nobody knows me, nobody understands. Little people were good to me. Oh, I'm gonna shake some hands. Somebody line 'em up, line 'em all up. Oh, line 'em up, line 'em all up. Help me line 'em up, line 'em all up. Yeah, line 'em up, line 'em all up. Oh, at that time my heart was all broke. I looked like ashes, smelled like smoke, and I turned away from my loving kind. Tried to leave my body and live in my mind, but it's much too much emotion to hold in your hand. They got waves out on the ocean, they're gonna wear away the land. I say the line, line 'em all up. Oh, line 'em up, line 'em all up. Can't you line 'em up, line 'em all up. Yeah, line 'em up, line 'em all up. I've seen corn in Kansas, and I've seen picket fences and perfect cowboy dances. I've been lining up for shows, I've been safely placed in rows. Sure, I know how this goes. Yet another day goes by, little time machine. I'm breaking my brain over what it might mean just to claim the time and to turn away just to make today. Who waits for you? Lonely, tired old toad. It's your life laid out before you, like a broken white line down the center of the road. Line 'em up, line 'em all up. Oh, line 'em up, line 'em all up. Help me to line 'em all up. Sure, line 'em up, line 'em all up. Ah, big moon landing. People all standing up, smiles for the loved one. We go walking on down the aisle. Each re-engages, stepping into the sun. I watch them turn like pages, one by one by one. All line 'em up, line 'em all up. Line 'em up, line 'em all up. Can't you line 'em up, line 'em all up? Yeah, line 'em up, line 'em all up. Come on, line, help me line 'em all up. We got to line 'em up, just to line 'em up. It works when you line 'em up, line 'em all up. Oh, line 'em up, line 'em all up. Thank you.